Hello everyone, this is Wiz Getting to Biz aka Sam Wiz, and today we are talking about the final 3 and the new episode a bit. Also, I'm using an AI voice because I'm not able to do a voice over today. Before we start, I'm not trying to hate. I enjoy the show, but I do have some opinions on this that I would like to share. The episode in general was okay. Now I think a lot of people are hyping it up since the last 2 episodes were kind of bad. The challenge was good in my opinion. Now the elimination was surprising to me since I thought Connor was going to win, since they have been setting him up to be this hero for the last couple episodes. For me personally, I already thought this final 4 was bad, and I was okay with Connor quitting since I don't care for his character anymore like I used to. The final 3 is not what I expected, which I will give Odd Nation cartoons that since this season was not very predictable. The problem with this is you keep characters who don't deserve to win because they are financially doing well, or people who have made it far already. Now I will discuss why each character makes this a bad final 3. First, Ally in season 2 was really a whole lot of nothing as a character, but she had potential to be a villain, hero, strategist, or anything really. They tried going with her being insecure about how she played last season, and I like this concept. But there are flaws with this. A lot of her this season is just her arguing with Jake, which gets very annoying. Also, I don't think they wanted to make her a full villain, but I think this would have been much more fitting. This season was lacking a main villain, and if they wanted to be unpredictable, showing Ally as the main villain would have been perfect. They could still made her the main villain by giving her a reason. When she reads her letter, she says her mom never really approves of her or Hunter, which could give her a reason to do whatever it takes so she can move out. I do think Ally in a final 3 could have worked, but I don't think Odd Nation cartoons did it right, since the way they written her wasn't an iconic main villain, but more of an insecure, half-hero, half-villain, which is not what people wanted from her. The main reason people don't like Ally is the way she has been treating Jake the whole season. If they did it a bit less, I think a lot more people would be rooting for her. In the show, we don't really know how popular of a streamer she is, so if she needs the money, it is up in the air. We do know she still lives with her parents, so she obviously doesn't make enough to afford an apartment or house. Ally was also an NPC in the middle of the season and didn't really have a story. Ally does not deserve to be in the final 3. I would say she was written pretty badly this season, and she didn't really have any plot until the end of the season. Next, I will talk about Jake. Jake is probably the best written character in this show. His development throughout the season is really great. One problem with him winning is Miriam won last season, and that's pretty much his grandma, and when Miriam dies, she will inherit the money to Jake, which clearly shows he doesn't need the money. Also, Jake made it to 5th in season 1. He has made the final 3 this season, and he will be getting his own spin-off. For him to win just feels like he is a writer's pet. I do think out of the 3, he is probably the most deserving to win since he has gone through a lot this season, but we know Odd Nations does not like predictability, which leads me to believe Jake will not be winning this season. I do think Jake kind of deserves his spot in the final 3, but there are a lot of characters I think should have been in the final 3 instead. Lastly, I will be talking about Rhea. A lot of people have been saying her character has a lot of writing inconsistencies because of how this whole season she has been a mean villain, and then in episode 17, all of a sudden she has feelings. Personally, I do not agree with this. In the intro and in some of the beginning episodes, we see her faking it for the cameras. Since they pointed this out, we can assume for the rest of the season she is only acting like this type of villain for the fame, and if they showed us every scene her faking it for the cameras, it would be like stating the obvious. I do think a valid reason for her not to deserve being in the final 3 is her making it last season as well. Yes, I know that in Total Drama and Survivor characters can make the final 3 twice. Heather from Total Drama is a good example of this. She got 3rd in Season 1 and then won in Season 3, but she had a lot of development throughout 3 seasons. Unlike Rhea, who I don't think has done enough to deserve her final 3 spot compared to other characters. Also, I know Disventure Camp is more based on Survivor than Total Drama was, and a lot of times, people in Survivor make the finals twice. Like Amanda, Boston Rob, Russell, Parvati, and lots more. So for them to have Rhea in the finals again would make sense for it to be realistic, but this is a cartoon and not reality TV. I don't think it's right for a character to make the finals twice, especially when they don't have that much going for them in the season. I think Rhea may have a chance of winning, since that would probably be the least predictable, and if she does, she will most likely end up alone, kind of referring to what Rosa said in Season 2. Overall, I don't like this final 3. The only character I kind of thinks deserves to be there is Jake, since he is the main character of the season and is really well written. I do think Rhea is well written as well, but I just don't think it makes much sense for her to be there. Thank you so much for watching the video, and please go follow my TikTok sam.wiz.